Damn, what is up with the squad? It's your favorite Archie with Uncle Tennessee in the building. What's good, family? Welcome to another episode of Cess Talk Sports, BY's Poly Sports Tea Time, where we steep the truth, stir up the culture, and sip slow on the politics behind the playbook. Y'all know what it is. I got my brilliant co-host in the building. Political, what's up?
All right. Ready to roll.
Appreciate y'all pulling up, rocking with us. We got hoops coming up. We got some hoops coming up. We got DiJonai playing tonight, so we thought, why not kick off tonight's hoops with some conversation around the police and the DiJonai and some of these other ladies in the league, right? So we're gonna be popping up with these conversations just as often as we can, because we feel like these conversations are important, and we will be getting back to the hoops. But right now, let's get into a live discussion about the video that we dropped today. The brew is bold and it's personal, and we diving deep into a moment this bigger than just like I don't want y'all to just we're not gonna dumb this down to just some like that single technical foul, right? Or a single game. This is about the way that black women in sports, Lil, are especially like our lens is always on the WNBA, especially in the WNBA, are constantly policed, silenced, and punished for showing a very passion that makes the game electric. The stuff that they get in trouble for is the stuff that I'm here to see. That's what I'm here for. The stuff that they keep getting in trouble for. The little, little chippiness, the fun stuff. At the center of this episode, though, is none other than DiJonai Carrington, Nate, a rising star for the now Dallas Wings, formerly the Connecticut Sun, outspoken advocate for equity, and a woman who, like many before her, is being penalized not just for how she plays, but for who she is while she's playing. And so after a recent game, we talked about this a little bit. DiJonai questioned the referee about the call, and she was met not with conversation but security. And then the ref felt so threatened that, asked about an athlete asking this post-game question that they escalated the situation instead of explaining their decision. And we want the transparency, so I know they want the transparency. You called to follow me. What for? And if that's not a snapshot of how I think power, fear, and race intersect right now in this league, I don't know what it is. So we're going to ask the real question. Why are black women in the WNBA policed more harshly for expressing emotion, challenging calls, and playing with passion? And what does it say about the league and the officiating culture within it when assertiveness from black women is perceived as a threat? And is this just about DiJonai, or is she exposing a broader pattern of racialized officiating, profiling, tone policing, code discipline that's been, I think, kind of going unchecked for way too long? And we got the sharpest mind on the mic, Political Lil, joining me, and we got a lot to get into. So come on in and let's because this one ain't just about sports; it's about power, identity, system that we keep calling out. Ms. D, what's good? Let's talk about it, Lil. Well, come on, let's start a pot, break it down, talk about it. What's going on?
Peace and power to the people, and welcome everybody. Tonight's episode is one of those moments where sports becomes a mirror, showing us not just what's happening on the court, but kind of what's baked into the culture behind this whistle. And this conversation is really about bias and control and emotional policing of black women who play in the WNBA. And at the heart of it was the incident involving DiJonai Carrington. This is a player who's not showing out, but just speaking out. And her recent post-game confrontation, with the official, that didn't just end in disagreement. It ended with security being called, and that's a cautionary pause we need to put on that, because that one act reveals so much. The fear projected onto black women athletes, the discomfort some officials and media figures have with black women asking questions, showing passion, or just refusing to shrink. When DiJonai defended Caitlin Clark earlier in the season, especially last year, she was applauded by some for her, tenacity.
Right.
But
myself,
it was seen as a problem being framed, and it was a double standard with racial coding all over it. Because it turned into a menacing thing, and then it went on into the playoffs and just became a problem. And so the fact that she's back here again, being the center of this kind of mentioned, this ain't about one game. It's about a system that feel like, we got police black womanhood with the whistle and the rule book, which is already soaked in bias. And so we're not sipping quietly. We're gonna have to move on and get into this and get this kind of under control.
What makes DiJonai an easy target? What makes her the easy target? Do you think it's because she had the incident with Caitlyn, so that already kind of has her on people's radar, and so anytime she do something, it's easy. Oh, look what DiJonai did. Like, I'm curious as to what makes her the easy target.
Well, it seems like any high profile black woman negative interaction with Caitlyn not only puts them on the radar, but it seems to keep them on the radar. So it's like you've been, you have a particular incident, and now you're being labeled, and they got a super aggressive jacket on her, so to speak. So anytime she comes off, and this wasn't a game even involving the Fever. This was the Chicago game, but still the fact that she simply approached an official, and officials symbolize authority. It was met with backlash. I mean, calling security. I mean, first of all, that's a woman and you a man, so it really tells me how much of a punk you are, that you feel like you can't handle a woman stepping up to you, just in general. I mean, it's really kind of outrageous, and then for it to escalate into this big, media thing and wind up on, going viral on social medias and stuff. That was very tacky on that person's, on the official part, I thought. Very tacky.
Exactly. So, we're gonna stay on track, but I do want to mention this because I just saw this, and I wonder what it means today that I saw that the Minnesota Lynx have been sold. Somebody confirm that. I think the Minnesota Lynx been sold today. Kia Highlife was good, Miss D. Yeah, when they sent security over the refs, that was crazy. Yeah, they want to make black women seem angry. Even former NBA players told Cheryl Swoops that black women come off as angry black women. Like and share. Thank y'all coming in the door. Y'all hit the like and the share. Appreciate you, Kia Highlife. Like and share. 5 of y'all share this thing out. Put share it in the chat so I know y'all put it out. Once you get into it with Caitlyn, you're a target. That sounds like a hostile work environment. That sounds like you got to take what you get. That sounds crazy. But every tech, every side eye, every tone infraction black women catch on the court gets it gets unpacked. Everybody got something to say about it. It don't matter. So everybody gonna have something. Somebody gonna have something to say about it. And it's really it gets unpacked for what it really is. It's control. When referees start calling security on a black woman for asking a question, and I want to make it a little bit more specific, because it wasn't like they just called security on some random black woman. They called security on a woman who was performing in the arena that night. They called security on a star of the show. The star of the show. One of the stars of the show got security called on them for clarification about something that happened during the show. Appreciate you, Ms. D. So it wasn't just some black woman walked up to security and asked them a question. Somebody asked for clarity about something that you had done. Marcus, I haven't seen the DeWanna Bonner news. Let me know what that is. So that's about power and fear, and that's about who gets to hold authority, who gets punished for challenging it, and then that's about a league that's still struggling with how to handle black women who aren't just playing the game, but rewriting it and showing up every day as they're unapologetically so, which bothers me because that's what they're making their money off of. Them being unapologetically themselves. The authenticity of these women is what makes the league go. DJ Carrington, I don't think that she cussed. She didn't charge anybody. She didn't threaten anybody. I talk with my hands. She talked with her hands. That doesn't bother me. What she did was ask. She wanted clarity, and for that, security got called. And let me quote. Let me quote DiJonai herself, because she said it plain. I asked the ref a question after the game. Didn't cuss, didn't yell, just asked a question. She responded and walked away. Then arena security came over and said she, the ref, felt threatened. So she had left. That is the moment we're sitting with tonight, because that ain't just a misunderstanding. That's a decision to reframe a black woman's voice as dangerous. To see her presence as a problem and to police her tone, her passion, her right to even ask a damn question. How does that work, y'all? And what I really want to ask and get into, if y'all don't mind having a conversation till this game starts, who gets to question authority in WNBA without being criminalized for it? Because when a white player challenges a call, they competitive. When a black woman like DiJonai does it, they call it security. We saw Charles Oakley got banned from the arena, didn't he? Police different. When she plays tough defense, she's too aggressive. When she shows emotion, they talk about her attitude. We know this playbook. We've seen it before. Who is DiJonai Carrington really, though? Not just the athlete, the mind, the voice, the presence she brings to the league. We're talking about somebody who graduated from Stanford. She got a degree in psychology and African American studies. Dual degree, out of Stanford. I said psychology and African American studies. So she know who she is, and she know how to tell what you think. Psychologically, she understands what's going on. She has no interest in returning to the fever because she is starting for them to prefer to go to Phoenix or ATL. Wow. Okay. Where'd you get that news? Let me know. We'll talk about that. That's spicy. We'll get that on the next show. So, I get it. Listen, she's a baller, a scholar, somebody who she locks down people on defense. That's probably they try to make that as menacing. Like she gets off on defense. I want a player like that. I want somebody that's scrappy on defense. I want somebody that wants to stop you from scoring. But you can't shake her. She don't speak with clarity about race, power, identity, both on and off the court. She's clear about that. You can't mix her up about that. Her game is intense, physical, unapologetic, unbothered by being labeled villain when she's doing her job. But that edge and that fire getting away sometimes, right? And it's wrapped in a consciousness that scares people. But she uses her platform with intention. So whether she's calling out the media bias or challenging social injustice or trying to just defend black womanhood in real time, she's shown that she's not here to just play basketball. She's here to say something. She's not a shut up and dribble kind of player. And why do you think players like DiJonai, who combine intellectual power with on-court intensity, are met with this disproportionate criticism in the media? Y'all let me know in the chat too. What y'all think about how DiJonai's policed?
Yeah, it's because black women who are both smart and fierce, they challenge the stereotypes that make others uncomfortable. And the media tends to punish them for breaking the nice black woman mode, whatever that is, framing their confidence and intelligence as threats rather than strengths.
Do you think the WNBA itself is really comfortable with players like DiJonai being both socially conscious and athletically dominant? Or would they prefer a palatable image of black women?
Well, we know now that the league benefits from social activism, but they just prefer players who they deem as safe or have a less controversial image. And black women who are outspoken and dominant, that seems to disrupt their comfort zone, and that makes the league uneasy. Even though they market progressiveness, it's becoming more and more a front, especially as they charge towards bringing in a more conservative audience. You're gonna see them back off of progressiveness.
And I'm gonna ask the audience this question, but also you. When the media narrative is constantly framing black women athletes, black defenders as aggressive, she's so aggressive. What do you think that? What impact does that have on how the refs treat them, or even ref their game?
It's a definite impact, no question about it. When you into the games, you'll see that they're policed more harshly. They're quick. The refs are quicker to call techs on black women. They'll let some of these white players just mouth. They slamming on the pole under the basket, stomping around. some of them bouncing the ball or handing it to the ref kind of ugly. Black women can't do none of the sort, because it goes back again to the plantation. Girl, you sassing me, or you think you a smart one, and the instant response is always to find some way to punish. It's not. I mean, I especially see it with certain players, like Angel. Oh, the refs all over her. I remember she did a little hand flip. Ain't said fuck it behind the hand flip or nothing like that, and got tossed all the way out the game.
Two times. Yeah. Two times they got mad at the girl going.
Right. I mean, and that's just so ridiculous, and so obvious. It almost makes me think that the referees and the league are meeting and saying this is the way we're gonna police certain people.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely believe that happens.
I believe it too. I believe it too. Wow. Okay, so and I see here just I hear you. I see you in my chat saying that's why they like Aaliyah Boston and try to refer to her as a token black girl. I don't accept any of that. I push back on all that narrative. She is not confrontational. I'll give you that. But just a token, I doubt that. Aaliyah's a lion. If you push her, she'll roar. But she's not confrontational. She would rather see peace than war. But I don't think that she's a token at all. What makes you call her a token? What makes you call her a token? See, everybody got to be able to play their role. She's not the rah-rah person. But you wouldn't walk up on her and just call her no token black girl to her face, I don't think. Most people wouldn't. Most people in the league can't stand their elbows. So I don't know where you went there, but I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that here. I'm not doing that here. So you can miss me with that narrative on that young lady. If you saying that because she's non-confrontational, then say that. But to call her a token, hell. But let's go back to the moment in question. DiJonai Carrington walked up to that ref after the game, not in the heat of play, not in a screaming match. Game is over. Hey, let me ask you a question. No yelling, no cussing, no stepping in his face, none of that words. Presence. What happened? Ref walked away, and then security shows up because she said she felt threatened. He said he felt threatened, but threatened by what? A black woman with eye contact and conviction. What we saw wasn't a threat. It was a reaction rooted in perception. Because too often when black women speak with clarity, stand in our truth, or simply refuse to shrink, we get framed as dangerous. It's historical. That's not new. Serena Williams arguing a call. Angel Reese pointing to a ring finger. The world has long struggled with black women who don't apologize for their excellence or their voice, especially here. This ain't about DiJonai. It's about a pattern. The angry black woman narrative trope gets projected on the athletes who show passion, and the intimidating label gets slapped on them just for asking questions. And when they show up, it gives cover for disproportionate consequences, like security being summoned for a conversation. So what was it, the question or the person asking it, that triggered the fear is what I want to know. I don't know what KB talking about. What was whack, KB? I don't know. You got to tell me. I wouldn't call her a token, but she did try to handle Angel after CC pushed Angel down. She tried to handle Angel in what kind of way? Keeping the peace or what? Angel gets the Draymond treatment. They know she with the ish. Oh, KB, you was talking about the token part. Okay. So, Lil, but what does it say about the state of officiating and the bias in the dub when black women can't even ask questions without being seen as a threat? And what does that say for the state of the game?
It shows that there's a deep-rooted bias and fear around black women asserting themselves. And officiating that reflects these prejudices. Treating black women's voices as challenges to authority instead of, legitimate concerns. It's that same image of, like, they in attack mode when they maybe simply addressing something. And then it's also that thing that, you can't question me. You can't challenge me because I'm the authority, and it shouldn't be that way in the WNBA. You should be able to, they have challenges in the game, so why would you want the refs? And one thing I don't like about the refs, they just act like they cannot be wrong. A referee can miss a call. I officiated for probably 10 or 12 years before I stopped. And sometimes you wind up watching the game. I'm not gonna tell no lie. I used to be on the floor coaching in my mind because I was also a basketball coach. And I'd be like, oh, you need, and I'm supposed to be officiating the game, but I'm like, you should have cut right there. I ain't this is going on.
Yeah, like, oh, my bad.
And then all of a sudden I'd have missed the call because you're still human, and a lot of, whatever you have inside of you, you're going to take on that court when you officiate. And so
absolutely.
This is why I believe that when you constantly, when the media is just pounding in your head, black women are this way, they that way, this way, that way, then you develop those biases, even though you may try to avoid them and be fair and this, that, and the other. You can hardly do it, especially if you kind of weak-minded and you worried about keeping a job, or this may be your first time here, or you've been instructed to call the game this way or that way. Those prejudices build up in you, and they come out in officiating.
Exactly. KB, I ain't gonna say kinda. I'm more than sensitive. I don't play that bullshit about any slander or disrespect of Dawn and her girls. And just you and you're talking about she seemed like she would be a white girl only black friend. How can you say that? And you just seen her with black girls. You seen her on the team with all black women. You seen how she come back and how she move in this league. You done seen how she come back and how she move with Dawn. You done seen how Dawn get down. So why are you even talking about that? And then why do you even matter? Because what it sounds like is, I don't even know if you black, white, purple, green, sir, ma'am, what you saying in the chat just sound like you don't got a whole lot of friends anyway. It ain't no just always just one black person in the group. Y'all put so many bullshit narratives. Move past color. Move past color. How do you know that what she didn't see was two people that she'd have played AAU with since she was a teenager? And if I could assert myself into this situation, and keep it from going into a whole bunch of bullshit and drama, because this ain't what we need here. They already got a magnifying glass on us anyway. Hey, Angel, calm it down. Caitlin, calm it down. What is it? Yeah, it was a hard push on Angel. Flagrant foul. Like they said at the end of the game, it was basketball. Move around.
Mm-hmm.
But it's comments like the one that you just made, irresponsible ass statements like she seemed like she would have been a white girl only black friend type of person. How you know? And why you matter? Why does it matter to you? If you're not interested in being her friend, why you care? You probably haven't seen nothing like that, but you probably ain't moved around a lot either. Eesh, man, that's crazy, man. Have y'all ever seen a white player in the WNBA or NBA have security called on them for just talking to a ref? Like something. My bad, y'all. But I ain't doing it with the disrespect. What does Aaliyah Boston did to anybody? Is she non-threatening? Sure. If you walk up on her and touch her, would she smack the shit out of you? I bet you. My life, she would. Try her, Jess. The next time you see her, walk up on her and tell her how soft and what a token you think she is. And she might just pray for you, because I think that she's that type of person. But put your hands on her and see if she don't help you out. But see, we need prayer. We need prayer in the whole changing of this thing too. See, everybody got to be able to play their role. If everybody doing the same damn thing, everything that needs to get done ain't getting done. But y'all be focused on the wrong shit. Y'all be focused on the real wrong shit. But let's talk numbers, patterns, punishment, because what's happening on the court, it's up to you, Emily. What's happening on the court goes far beyond a single moment. We're talking about a trend now, Lil. Black women in WNBA are consistently handed more technical fouls than their peers, and given less leeway to express emotion, frustration, even celebrate. They get in trouble for celebrating. And when they do show passion, it's police quickly, harshly. Cut that out. What you doing? Watch the tape. Enrique Gumbawale caught Tech for a little more than reacting with the energy. Asia Wilson, 2-time MVP, clapping, looking at a ref sideways. T. McCown been teed up just for standing her ground in the paint. Meanwhile, white players is out here with equal or more intense reactions, skating by untouched. That's not a coincidence. That's officiating with bias baked in, and it's tone policing in real time. The celebration, the passion, the fire, it's only a problem when it comes from a certain kind of player. So I want y'all to tell me, if celebration is part of the game, why does it only become controversial when black women lead the celebration? What the league is showing us, whether it means to or not, and I keep saying whether it means to or not because I'm wishing that it doesn't mean to, but it just doesn't know better, is that emotion is only acceptable when it comes in a marketable package. And that kind of code and enforcement, that's not discipline, it's discrimination. So what do you think the double standard in technical fouls and emotional expressions say about the way the WNBA struggles with black visibility and leadership?
It shows that the league is uncomfortable with black women leading or expressing themselves fully. And, you know, we've seen this in most women that are black women that are unapologetic. They get an extra eye scrutiny. And see, that's a double standard that limits these women's visibility. It enforces a desire for conformity, you know, instead of allowing these women to just celebrate their power.
So is the issue really about keeping order, or is it about keeping black women in line when they shine too loud or play too hard?
It's more about control than order. And why I say that is because the league and officials police black women to keep them from disrupting the status quo or threatening the existing power structures in terms of how they want them to be allowed to behave. You shouldn't be, you shouldn't have to conform. You should be allowed to be yourself. That's the very essence of your existence, being you. And everybody's not the same, and everybody's not going to celebrate the same, and every celebration is not a taunt, so to speak. So yeah.
No, it is. No, it is. See here, hold up. I'm gonna be honest about the basketball league. It is. If I come down and lay you nice, when I celebrate, it's on you. On your head, it's on you. That's what I'm out here for. I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I'm not clapping for the crowd. If I come down and I hit you with a nice, if I was tall enough to dunk on somebody, when I get finished, when I come down, yes, I'm taunting you. That happens in the parks, y'all. Come on. And if that ain't what y'all do, then tell me I'm wrong. But part of the celebration is I just got that off on you. You could. I hit you with that one and you couldn't stop it. Oh, hand down, man down, eat that. Yes, and I'm talking on my way back up the court because that's part of the game that's fun for me. But it's just a game. When the game is over, the game is over. Hey, you want some water? I got some water over here. Where y'all going next? It was good hooping. Where you hooping at next week? It's nothing personal. That's the game. Yes, you FM. You better know it. And I'm gonna be talking.
But they police it like it's personal.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like it's personal.
They take the fun out of the game.
Yeah.
They take the fun out of the game. That's the fun part. The get back is the counter, not text. Right. Get me back then. Stop me. Because I'm talking to you, dude. Oh, that's when the talking really get good. Oh, I got you. Kevin Garnett said Tim Duncan was one of the best trash talkers in the game. Who knew he talked trash? Kevin Garnett said Tim Duncan was one of the best trash talkers in the game. But who knew he talked trash? But Tim talked trash like this, Kevin said. He'd hit you with a move and he'd be like, ooh, got you. Watch out. Got you again. All day. All day. He just, I'm going to take you over here. Oh, can't stop that. Oh, where were you? Oh, my gosh. That's stop me. And I'm talking to you, get yours back. That's what we out here for. So I stop policing that. If your feelings get hurt like that, then you probably was somebody that was only getting participation trophies anyway. So get out the game. See, here's the thing. If you're a hooper, if you're a real hooper, right? If you play defense, If you playing against somebody who play defense, if you play hoop, somebody gonna steal your ball. If you play hoop, somebody gonna block your shot. It's gonna happen. If you play the game the way it's supposed to be played, balls to the walls, passion. If you do all of that, it's gonna happen. Now you go get somebody back. If you play this game long enough, somebody blocking your shot. The chippiness make people want to watch. Yeah, almost. Nice try. Timmy was a quiet assassin. There we go. You know what I'm saying? That's the fun part. Think about that little somebody you've been trying to get that move off all game. You ain't been able to get it off. And then find, I done got it. Oh, got you. Oh, watch out. Don't let me get started now. Oh, I'm cooking. Uh-oh. Am I going in or out now? Uh-oh. Look, jump. I'm eating now. Where we at? My boy Gary Payton II comes down. He just scratched his head. That's one of my favorites. Oh, on your head. What we talking about? What John Morant do? Bah! Blowing up over here. That's the fun. Keep the fun in the game. Do y'all think the refs coming to the games? Do y'all think they come into the games already carrying bias about players who they are calling troublemakers or too emotional? Sky need Bonner bad. Who would they take for Bonner? And who are some of the players y'all seen targeted unfairly for showing passion or personality? Drop them names in there. We got time today. Drop them names in there. Besides Angel, besides DiJonai, who are those players that's constantly getting targeted unfairly? Let's pivot to the microphone and the message too, because the rest they can control the game. It's the media and the fan culture that it shapes, right? So that controls the narrative. The way passion gets described in this league, it's like they talk in two different languages, Lil. Black players is aggressive, bitter, loud, disrespectful. And I know y'all get tired of me saying that, but it's real. Listen. White players, competitive, spirited, even adorably feisty. She's scrappy. Same emotion, same energy, different translation. That ain't just bias, that's branding. And when the media when we allow the media to set the tone for us, fans follow suit. Suddenly it's a hard-nosed defender like DiJonai, she a villain. Instead of just a damn good defender. Like we should be talking about DiJonai down there like we talk about Gary Payton the glove. While a white player with the same fire is a darling of the game. It gets even deeper when we think about where the league is trying to go to right now and how important it is that the league gets to where it's trying to go. Because they're courting a more conservative fan base. Some of them might be new to just seeing black women in the spotlight. That's crazy, though, to think in 2025 it's new for you to see black women in the spotlight. It's crazy for me, probably because I had one of those moms that went out of the way to make sure that I saw black excellence. Come here. It's a black woman on TV. Some people hadn't seen that before. Well, I'm a kid born at the end of the 70s, coming into the 80s. It was a big deal to see Diana Ross on TV, Michael Jackson on TV, to see black excellence on TV, to see, hey, that's Cicely Tyson. Nikki Giovanni is coming here. I'm going to make sure that you're sitting in the front row in Michigan State to hear her talk, because you need to know that we're more than just what they talk about and try to show you. It's a big deal. This is black excellence. You don't know how a person's story or vision of somebody shapes their life. Oprah Winfrey talked about seeing Diana Ross on TV for the first time, and Diana Ross having these diamonds. She had never seen a black woman with diamond earrings. That was wow. Never seen. To think about, there was a time in life where she was like, you had never seen a black woman with diamond earrings in her ear. To the point that she said she called around trying to figure out how big was the diamond so she could go and get some instead of the standard. It let her know I can have that. That may seem silly as hell to some people, but think about with allowing to be able to see somebody that looks like you and success people. We got to be careful because words matter. Are black players now being asked to soften themselves just to keep these new fans comfortable? And what does that do for us being able to show that black excellence that we want to be able to see? How do you balance that and being a brand and a independent contractor is what they should really be in this league, right? And if that's the case, it's not growth. It's the gentrification of the game. they tried to paint Killer Miller into that light. They did. Freddie shot him down his lineman after 3 and out. He has sacks. He has that competitive fire. Dan's yelling at Roman to keep hitting me on the slant. They can't stop it. He's disrespecting his QB. Yeah. How dare you, Keyshawn, say, give me the damn ball. Give me the damn ball for you. Right? And you gonna write a book about it? Boy, please. But the bias also exists among black and white quarterbacks in the NFL. Oh, yeah. It's there all the time. It's so crazy. It's so crazy because that's the one place that it shouldn't matter. I'm telling y'all, from the time that you first get in the sandbox, get on the basketball court, wherever it is that you're competing, you ain't even looking at color. You trying to see who's the best. I want the fastest, best shooting, who's the defender on my team. I don't care what color you is. They tried to call out Mabry and Sheldon, and they champion Cunningham. Yeah. Oh, we seeing some white on white crime too. Then we get into now we starting to talk about what side of the track you from.
Mm-hmm.
When we get there. When we get
Trailer of the suburbs.
Yeah. What side of 8 Mile you from? What side of 8 Mile? But who actually gets the freedom to be passionate, intense, and even imperfect, and still be humanized? And who gets dehumanized for just showing up with fire? So how does the media's use of coded language help reinforce the system where black passion has become like this problem? And white passion is a personality trait, like something you should want to be. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what's going on here? How does the media help reinforce?
Well, the media uses coded language to paint black athletes in 2 ways. They take their passion and call it aggressive or hostile, and that just reinforces harmful stereotypes. And meanwhile, the white athletes who show similar emotions, they get the good, comfortable labels. You want to be feisty and competitive, and that comes down to kind of normalizing how the energy of celebration, comes off too. And so it's just a constant double standard. We've talked about this many times. It keeps black passion framed as a problem to be controlled rather than a legitimate expression of their leadership intensity or celebratory accomplishments. In a way, even if you accomplishing something, you got to be not too loud. And to me, that still goes back to that white superiority and black inferiority complex. That myth that says you're better than someone else. And so that's how that coded language has been commodified, and that's how it comes off, in every sport, almost everything we do.
As I was listening to you explain that, I really was sitting here thinking, damn, what the hell does that do to you mentally? For you to accomplish something, to do something that you've been working all week to be able to do, and then the natural human thing is to celebrate it, let it out, enjoy it, and then to try to keep that down. Don't do that. Better not say that. Did I celebrate too? Everybody got time for all that. Man, everybody got time for all that. What's going on here? What is going on here? That doesn't make any sense to me. That it's not just in sports. We know that, Antonio. Oh, we know that. We know that when they talk about code switching and everything. Change coming in and changing your language, switching up when you're at work and when you're all out with your friends. Everybody got time for that. It's just all that. It's just too much, man. You got to send your representative. Is it me? Is it my rep? Who you like? That's too confusing. Take me as I am, but leave me alone.
Period. It's very psychologically damaging.
I can only imagine. It's tiresome.
Yeah, the one thing you want to be is yourself. And I don't think that, learning to love yourself being the greatest love of all. And how you gonna love yourself? You can't even express yourself without being, receiving some kind of backlash, whipping a hook, derogatory connotations, out in the public, whether it's at work with the manager. These same microaggressions and things like that happen on jobs. happen, at the restaurant, at the event. It's just a constant in this country. It's so ridiculous and been going on so long. You would think people had grown out of it, but it seems to be a part of the DNA.
They still teaching that in 2025. That's how they still teaching y'all that, huh? Okay, I don't know where y'all going to learn this silliness, but yeah, they still teaching that in 2025. Is the sad part. Do y'all think the WNBA's growth should come with a warning label? Like, at what cost are we expanding the fan base? Like, I tell y'all, hey, I ain't for everybody, and that's so that the people that are really here for me and what we're doing aren't interrupted by people coming in here looking for something other than what they're gonna get. That's what I'm wondering. I see y'all talking about Kiki. I think they talking about for Kiki to. I think Kiki. I thought what they were saying is that they want Kiki to get voted into the All-Star game, so the Angel doesn't get into the All-Star game. I think, is that right? Is that? I thought that's what I was seeing. They were trying to say that Kiki Iriafen deserves to be in the All-Star game over Angel. Let me know. But y'all know me. I always like get on. Let's peel all the layers back. Let's get underneath this, Lil. Let's go on, because this ain't about whistles and write-ups. It's about perception, fear, about how that fear is constructed around Black women in sports. Black women's bodies always been seen through a distorted lens. They're bigger, they're louder, they're more aggressive, they get mad easy, they always tripping, even when they still, even when they silent. It's a subconscious framing rooted in centuries of racialized control, from slavery to segregation to the sidelines now. It's just some kind of system invested in containing Black femininity. Especially if it doesn't conform or seem safe, graceful, hear me and Lil out. We are not saying here for the people in the back. We are not saying every referee is walking around with open mouths. But that's the danger of implicit bias. It works in silence. It makes someone feel threatened, not because of what a Black woman does, but simply because she exists. And that's where we landed on the truth. When authority feels fear in the presence of Black calm, it reveals more about their worldview than her behavior. Let me say that to y'all again. Let me say that. Let me say that to you again. When authority feels fear in the presence of Black calm, it reveals more about their worldview than her behavior. And I saw your question, Maria Powell. What do I mean by extending the fan base? What I mean by extending the fan base is taking a narrative to push one player forward that's supposed to be, they're pushing her like she's pure and straight and good and the best player, pushing her out there to attract a conservative white male fan base to bring that money in. And you're doing it in a disingenuous reason. You're not doing it because you like, hey, it's great basketball going on over here. We want you to come over and check it out. You're doing it because you want that dollar here. Instead of figuring out the way to really get into the fan base that you already have here and the money that you're leaving on the floor. They make a lot of assumptions about the people that are here already that we don't spend money or won't spend money or don't like to go. But if they would get a chance, if they would take some time to really market and get to know who their fan base is, then they would do that. Trying to understand. Go Gamecocks. Yeah, Maria, no worries. No, listen. We and understand these conversations, and I'm glad that you said, okay, I'm white. I love that, because what these conversations are about is everybody being able to come together and have a conversation and get to an understanding. It's an uncomfortable conversation to have to talk about Black versus white, but if we could go ahead and get that conversation out and get to, and everybody gets an understanding that the higher ups and the people that are really making the money are pushing a Black versus white narrative to get to the Black money and the green money, then we can really get to someplace in the country. But we don't even want to try to have a conversation. So I appreciate you being in the conversation and even trying to understand and asking the questions, because that's how we get to understand each other, and that's how we can move past bullshit. Because we all hear about Go Gamecocks at the end of the day. Well, most of us, not everybody's a Gamecock fan, but most of the people here is. I'm gonna say that again. When authority feels fear in the presence of Black calm, everything around you, all these Black people calm. You scared? That's more about your worldview. What you so nervous for, man? Sit down. Get some Kool-Aid. It's all good around here. This isn't about attitude. It's about the assumptions tied to Black womanhood. And until we unpack that in every arena, sports, media, education, policing, we'll keep watching calm get criminalized and control get protection. Control get called protection. So what role do you think subconscious fear plays in how Black women athletes are officiated, especially when they're simply just asserting themselves without aggression?
Well, that's what we call subconscious fear, and that leads officials to misread Black women, misread their confidence and their assertiveness, and just to see it as a threat. And that's an implicit bias that causes over-policing and more harsher treatment, even when Black women are not being aggressive. You'll see the foul before it happens. If a woman go charging up and look like it's going to be a hard foul, you'll call it even before the person touches the person. I've seen that happen. I've seen missed calls based on the person playing aggressive defense, and you sitting there not even letting the foul happen because you anticipating it's gonna happen.
You gonna do it? What you think gonna happen?
Right. It's just like when some players defend person going to the basket and they kind of run on them. I've seen people call for a foul. They never even touched the person. They just went under the person. But you already got that in your mind.
Got through there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a collision. So you subconsciously blowing your whistle even before action takes place. And that's the kind of danger when you step on the court. You know what teams are playing, and you already in your mind, oh, this one aggressive. Oh, this one gonna do this, or this one gonna do that. And the next thing you know, game get out of hand. People really get mad. And you really have some cussing going on, underneath. And I go back to that little simple, kids do that all the time, but that's not nothing for you to get in arms
that
about.
That hurt your feelings.
Exactly.
That hurt your feelings. Man, you ain't see to me, people, you call the tech on that. That means you don't have no other power nowhere else in your life than right here. You're trying to exert all the control you have. You don't matter anywhere else in your life. You want to be so important. This right here hurt your feelings in a basketball game. You probably ain't never been on a basketball team. Man, sit down somewhere. That's ridiculous. Man, go. That tag you. What do you write a report about it? What happened? She waved at me. Check your ass on somewhere. Now it's all conscious decisions. I saw conscious decisions. Conscious decisions don't give them a cop out. I got you. Okay. Call how you see it, not how you think it. So, how does the historical need to contain Black women show up in these modern sports spaces? And what are the psychological consequences of that?
You have a legacy out there of controlling Black women's bodies. And we know that goes all the way back to the plantation. And you also have a legacy of trying to control their voices. And that becomes persistent through strict policing of their behavior and emotions. Psychologically, this creates a pressure to suppress authentic expression. And for the Black athlete, that leads to stress, frustration, and a feeling of never being fully seen and definitely not being respected. And that was evident in the DiJonai incident. She was simply not respected because she should have been respected and able to ask a question, without the law having to step in. It wasn't like she stomped over there like she was gonna go swing on the person. And so this is very psychologically damaging, to Black women. When they don't have no autonomy or ability to question authority. And that's going to lead to frustration, stress, irritation, and that's eventually going to affect performance.
Oh, absolutely. Dr. Carol Anderson's book, White Rage, breaks it down perfectly. About White Rage. 98 in the chat, y'all. Run them lights up for us. Run them lights up for us. We appreciate y'all pulling up and rocking with us. We're going to get ready to land the plane. gonna get off of here soon, but wanted to have this conversation before we get ready to enjoy some hoops, just because it's important that we start to have these type of conversations around what we're seeing, especially in these times. Michelle Harley, thank you so much, fam, for the super chat. I didn't even see that pop in. Yeah. Thank you for the support, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. What up, though? I'll rewatch, missed everything. All good, MJ, all good. We got hoops coming up next. We're gonna talk about some of that stuff we were talking about in the WNBA, but we started the pot, we unpacked the playbook. But listen, part of these conversations is to be able to start talking solutions. Enough people get up here and talk about what the problem is. What the problem is. Our goal at the end of every conversation video that we drop as part of the Polysports T series is to also offer solutions, action that we all need to take. So awareness without action is just noise. It's just noise. So this is what we call it for. Plain and simple. A league-wide audit of WNBA officiating. Expose racial disparities and technical injections. We want to see the numbers. Post-game debriefing policy. No security unless there's clear escalation. Questions aren't threats. Stop playing. And the questions aren't threats. Public referee accountability. Like the NBA got their last 2-minute report. Let's see who missed what. I want to know who missed what. And a player or independent board to report racially biased officiating. Because if players don't feel safe calling it out, the system stay broken. Who you gonna tell? You know what I'm saying? Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Who you gonna call? Who are they gonna tell? Definitely needs an overhaul regarding training refs. Oh yeah, I dropped a video about our refs, our bad refs killing the game. Check it out. Y'all check that out. You'll be surprised. The WNBA started with the ref shortage this season. They only had 30 refs. And they only had 30 refs, so they started with a short pool, and then they pushed people to the floor that had like less than a year of WNBA experience. But they don't even, some of these refs are new to just even being able to call 3 seconds. So it's a lot of stuff that I found. Check that video out. Our refs are ruining the game at the WNBA and NCAA women's basketball level because it's the same refs being recycled. And they running a high school to coach here and a D2 game here and a D1 game. And I got me a WNBA game. Man, they hustling. They tired as hell flying all over the country trying to keep their lights on. So overhaul is definitely needed. And even though I called out the refs, I'm also calling out the players, but it's a lot that has to be done right there. And it's not just the league. It's on us too. So fans, we got to apply some pressure. Organize, run petitions, flood the hashtags, let her play, fair whistle. When the fans move, the league listens. Y'all see it. They don't acknowledge that they heard it at Cess Talk Sports or Rob the Man Media or Welcome to HDI TV or from political. They ain't gonna tell you that's where they got it from, but they listening. We know. All right, how y'all doing? We know y'all listening because we hear y'all recycling. Lil, which of these accountability steps do you think the WNBA can implement right now, and what will make the biggest impact?
They could immediately do the accountability report similar to the last 2-minute report that the NBA do. When you feel that there's transparency and that you're gonna hold officials responsible, that builds trust with the players and the fans. And officiating audit to identify racial disparities, that is needed critically. Not reporting to the public that you are trying to have integrity in the game. That's something that has to change, and that's something that they could do right now to turn that kind of negativity around. Because the fans, they raising hell about it. So
absolutely.
The league has to show that, hey, I understand you the customer and I hear you. And we want to get this thing better and we want to be fair across the board. Because any little plan you got to continue this bias, to not be fair to these black female athletes that built this league, you're going to find out that you're not going to get the quality talent pool because they got a lot of other little leagues coming along. And you're going to look up and you're not going to have the best players in the world just because you got the biggest platform. People are going to go elsewhere, and so are the fans.
People are going to go elsewhere, so are the fans. They got options now. They got options now. So let's go. Even though we finna wrap this up and we'll talk about it more. DeWanna Bonner has no interest in returning to play for the Fever. She has requested a trade. DeWanna Bonner request a trade. DeWanna Bonner request a trade, and she'd like to go to where y'all think? Phoenix or Atlanta, baby. She want to go to Phoenix or Atlanta, baby.
Was she involved in some kind of incident or something?
I don't know. Sometimes you just miss your baby. Sometimes you just miss your baby. I don't know if that's what it is, but I am all for players being able to be places that they are mentally, physically, and emotionally supporting.
Or was it that she didn't score or do what was expected and the fan base jumped on her?
AB was good. I heard allegedly that there was something about she was supposed to start and she didn't, and I don't know how true that is. But how about the Aces? So here's the thing, AB. I said DeWanna Bonner to the Aces from the gate. That's what I thought we should have went. The length, the scoring, the being a grown up, being a champion. That's what I thought. And then it was close to Phoenix. Sometimes you, sometimes me. You want to come to Sin City, you want to come to Phoenix. Could be fun, bring the kids. You know what I'm saying? A little road trip. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep it spicy. You know what I mean? I just thought it was perfect for the couple, but they didn't want to listen to me. They didn't want to listen to me.
And see, they got kids, so
that's what I said.
That's a problem.
What you want to do? Oh, I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to see you. Come on, Las Vegas. So we'll talk about that more on the game, y'all. But really, as we get ready, before we close this tea right here, this sip is for the ones holding it down. DiJonai, Angel, Asia, Enrique, Tierra McCown. Every black woman in this league who shows out, and speaks up. We see you, we hear you, we got your back.
And this ain't just about calls on the court. It's about the culture control and who gets to show emotion without being punished for it. And to every black woman athlete, your passion is not a problem. Your presence is really not a threat.
It's pressure, baby. Rebellion ain't always loud. Sometimes it's just asking the right question at the wrong time and daring to expect an answer and then demanding the answer. That's what DiJonai did, and that's what we're going to keep doing until change shows up in the rule book, the replay, and the respect. If y'all felt this conversation, don't keep it to yourself. Like it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and send it to 10 friends who need to be in the know. It's time to shift the story. Because sports, they were never just about the game. They always about the stories we tell and the play behind the players. Y'all know what it is. Cess Talk Sports, political ill, keeping the tea hot, the truth steeped in the game decoded. Stay tuned. Talk soon, y'all. I see you in about 20 minutes for the game. We out.